This is the continuation of our report about challenging situations and common ethical dilemmas. The next reporter is Ms. Crucial Sampolio. Poor hygiene. It is refers to the way a person takes care of his body, and it's usually manifested by a clean appearance, fresh and fragrant body odor, and absence of diseases. In the tourism industry, we all know naman na required sa atin to observe proper hygiene kasi hindi lang yung sarili natin yung dala natin when it comes to communicating to others, kundi pati yung kumpanyang pinapasukan natin kasi it's very important na may proper hygiene tayo sa pakikipag-communicate sa mga customers and guests natin. Poor hygiene sometimes accompanies with certain mental and emotional disorders, like when a person have severe depression or psychotic disorders. And also, poor hygiene developed by social factors like puberty, inadequacy, or social support, yung kakulangan ng social support, and of course, poor training at home by family. Siyempre, dapat sa bahay pa lang magkaroon na tayo ng proper hygiene kasi it is important na sa bahay pa lang natututunan tayo kung paano yung proper hygiene. Physical disabilities can also interfere for the person to take care of their body. And may mga part ng body natin na prone sa poor hygiene like hair, pagkakaroon natin ng dandruff or balakubak or kuto. Face, pagkakaroon natin ng mga oily face, yung mga an-an, acne. Eyes, yung pagkakaroon natin sore eyes or muta. Ears, yun, pag may luga. Nose, runny nose or nose hair. Mouth, yung bad breath. Arm naman is yung ang heat or body odor. And reproductive naman is yung hadhad or jack itch or yung untrimmed hair, pubic, and sapit, yung pagkakaroon ng dirty toenails or alipunga. Unprofessional grooming, it is refers to the way a person present himself or herself to the public. Madaling nagiging ng isang tao yung trust and respect kapag maayos yung pananamit mo kasi doon sila base kung trustworthy ka ba or karespeto ka ba. Kasi sometimes may mga tao na yung pananamit nila is hindi naaayon dun sa event na pupuntahan. Like halimbawa, kapag may formal event, iba yung suot nila. So, dapat pag formal event, naka-formal attire ka para mas ganda kang tingnan. The next one is sabotage. Sabotage is defined as the destruction of an employer's property, such as tools or materials, or the hindering of manufacturing by discontented workers. Sabotage, ito yung pananabotahin ng isang tao dun sa property, like bawa sinira niya yung gamit or tinago niya yung tools na kailangan mo, like that. Ito ay kadalasan sa mga taong hindi kontento na kung ano yung nakukuha nila, kaya gusto nila mas malaki pa yung nakukuha nila, kaya sinasabotahin nila yung iba. Next is arson. Arson is the willful or malicious burning of property, especially with criminal or fraudulent intent. Ang arson is ito yung kusang loob or may galit tayo dun sa isang tao or sa isang kumpanya, kaya sinusunog natin to kasi may gusto tayong paghigantihan, ganun. Vandalism. Vandalism or malicious mischief is the willful or malicious destruction or defacement of public or private property. Vandalism, ito yung pagbabandalize natin sa isang lugar o isang bagay. Like, sinusulatan natin sila or mapapublic man or mapaprivate property para masiraan yung isang lugar o isang bagay o isang tao. Ganun. Non-compliance with company rules and policies. Most companies have rules and policies written down on a manual, a code, or a handbook. Dito naman is ito yung pagsunod ng mga employees sa rules and policies ng isang kumpanya kasi applicable to sa lahat ng employees, mapabago man or mapaluma kasi dapat natin talagang sundin yung mga rules and policies nila kasi ayun yung nandoon sa handbook nila, ayun yung pinaka dapat nating sundin kasi mahalaga yon para mas mapalago nila yung company or yung business nila. The next one is environmental degradation. It refers to the decline in the quality of our environment. It is sometimes caused by global climate change, overconsumption, deforestation or kainging system, improper disposal of toxic waste. Ang environmental degradation is may harmful effect din siya like increase in poverty, extinction of species, yung pagkaubos ng mga hayop, severe traffic and congestion, destruction of property and landscape. Last one is the discrimination against minority groups. Discrimination defined as the prejudice, outlook, action, or treatment of a person, group, or issues. Next reporter is Mr. John Allen Cleope.
Dishonesty. Dishonesty in the workplace includes employee theft, submitting incorrect timesheets, lying to managers and coworkers, and unethical conduct such as harassment or drug abuse. For example of it, para mas madali nating maunawaan, ito ang pagnanakaw mo ng gamit ng katrabaho mo at pagsasubmit ng timesheet na mali. For example of timesheet, pagpapasa ng timesheet na mali, ito yung pagpasok mo ng late pero ang isusulat mong oras ay nasa tamang oras ka pa rin ng pagpasok, even late ka. Perjury. Criminal offense of deliberately providing false information under oath about an important matter in a legal hearing. For example, naging testigo ka sa isang hearing at sinusuportahan mo yung information na sinabing alam mo naman na hindi yun tama pero sinusupport mo na tama yun kahit hindi naman. Pilferage. Pilferage is a theft of small quantities of goods or low-value goods. Para mas madali nating maintindihan, ang pilferage ay pagkuha ng mababang halaga na bagay. For example of this is ang pag-uuwi mo ng spices ng pinagtatrabahuhan mo. Even small amount yung kukuhanin mo, ito ay uri pa rin ng pagnanakaw dahil lahat ng napapakinabangan natin sa isang workplace ay binibili at nakabudget. Marketing. It means to find someone or the money you collect as a result of a fine. For example of this is yung pag-collect mo ng pera sa isang nag-violate sa rules sa isang workplace. Bravery. Bravery in the workplace involves an employee or associated person accepting or issuing a bribe in order to gain a business advantage for themselves or their organization. Ito yung pagkakaroon ng connection or backer sa isang establishment. Kumbaga may proper way or pila na dapat sundin, sila'y nakakapasok ng hindi na kailangan pumila dahil sa kapit sa loob. At yun ay talamak dito sa Pilipinas, hindi lang sa industry ng BSHM kundi sa iba't ibang sektor. Extortion. When someone uses threats, violence, or other coercive means to obtain money, property, or service from another person. To make it short, para mas maintindihan natin, ito yung pwede nating isama dito yung pambablockmail or pananakot para lang makagain ka ng pera or property. Plagiarism. Presenting work or ideas from another source as your own with or without consent of the original author but by incorporating it into your work without full acknowledgement. Ito yung panggagaya mo ng gawa ng iba. Para mas maunawaan natin, ito ay danas natin ng online class. Halimbawa, pinagawa tayo ng essay. Imbis na ang nakalagay doon ay from your own words, kumuha pa rin tayo sa internet or nanggaya tayo sa classmate natin. It is a kind of plagiarism dahil hindi tayong original na nagawa nun. Forgery and falsification. Falsification of personal documents including, for example, qualification, accreditation, certification, or reference essentially refers to where an individual provides their employer with fake documents pertinent to their initial job application or pre-employment screening or ongoing sustainability for a role. Another example could be providing falsified proof of eligibility to work documentation or fake sick note. For example, falsification, ang paglalagay mo ng accreditation sa resume mo na galing ka sa isang job na hindi naman talaga nag-exist para lang magkaroon ka ng qualification sa pinag-a-applyan mong job, dinaya mo yung resume mo. Naglagay ka ng mga information na hindi mo naman naranasan sa past job mo. And another example of it, para maka-absent tayo, kadalasan ginagawa to ng karamihang workers. Nagsisinungaling tayo nagkakasakit kahit hindi naman. Kaya nauso yung pagpo-provide ng med certificate para patunayan na nagkasakit talaga tayo.
Last reporter for this topic is Mr. Kaligayahan.
Fraud or computer fraud. Ang example nito is phishing. What is phishing? Phishing is a kind of scam that tricking you to get your personal information such as one-time password or PIN number. Ang example nito, ang popular na scam na to is yung nanalo ka daw ng pera and then kailangan mong ibigay yung one-time password tapos ma-access na nila yung account mo. And sa Pilipinas may nakatala itong kaso. Ayun ay Republic Act number 10175 or Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012, which is completely address crimes committed against and by means of computer on 12 September 2012. It includes penal substantive rules, procedural rules, and also rules on international cooperation. Pyramiding or Ponzi scam. Itong scam ito ay medyo tricky kasi mahanap sila ng front person or representative ng company nila, which is i-explain sa'yo kung pag nag-invest ka ng ganitong halagang pera, tutubo siya ng mabilis. And then sobrang nakakadala tong scam na to kasi makakonvince ka kasi ang laki ng kita. And then ang popular ngayon na issue about dito is yung kay Yexel Sebastian, which is isang vlogger na naging frontman dun sa mga Filipino overseas worker or overseas Filipino worker, OFW. And ang kasong pwedeng maikaso kung sakaling biktima ka ng ganito ay Republic Act 7394 or Philippine Consumer Law. Pyramid schemes or chain distribution plans are defined as sales instrument in which a person, provided that he makes an investment, is granted a right by the company or its representative. Identity theft. What is identity theft? Identity theft, nagsisimula to pag yung na-expose yung personal information mo, magkakaroon sila ng access para magastos nila yung online banking mo or umutang sa mga loan. Ang identity theft ay isang criminal offense under the Philippine law, and identity theft is punishable under the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012, Republic Act 1017-5. Expenses padding. Ano nga ba ang expenses padding? Sa company ay need ng liquidation. Halimbawa, pag nangailangan ng liquidation ng isang company ay magkakaroon din to ng report. Yung actual na presyo ay hindi angkop dun sa nakalagay sa report. Doon pumapasok ang expenses padding. Kumbaga dinadagdagan nila yung actual na presyo dun sa report. Non-liquidation of funds. Nangyayari to sa isang organization. Like halimbawa, ako bilang member ng Coral, hindi naman to totoong kwento, pero halimbawa may nagbigay sa amin ng pambili ng keyboard kasi nakitang luma na yung keyboard namin. Pero yung advisor namin is nag-request ng cash advance, and then natanggap niya yung pera ng walang ginagawang report. Ang liquidation kasi is pinakamagandang response sa transparency. Kaya minsan sa isang organization is nangyayari talaga yun. Pero hindi naman to totoong kwento. Nagbigay lang ako ng example. Next is theft. Ano nga ba ang theft? Ang theft ay isang uri ng pagnanakaw na hindi gumagamit ng force. Parang magkatulad sila ng robbery. Kaso ang pinagkaiba nila is ang robbery ay gumagamit ng force pag kukunin yung isang bagay na pag-aari mo. Syndicated crimes. Siguro naman nakikita natin sa TV yung mga ganitong klase ng trabaho na isang grupo na kumikilos, may isang hangarin. Like, ang ginagawa nila is drug trafficking, money laundering, human trafficking, at yung last is cybercrime na minsan ay kasama pa ang mga kabataan sa paggawa ng mga ganitong klaseng mga gawain.